Welcome to Calvin's Got Game. I'm Calvin.
I'm Lewis.
And today we're continuing on our series of our top 100 games of all time. And of course, as you know, these lists change from year to year. But right now, this is what's hitting our tables, what we're enjoying playing, what we really like a lot. And some of the games I don't get to the table as much as I'd like, but I still love the games, right? And when I get to play them, they're fabulous. That's why they're on my top 100. We haven't got a lot of comments in the last few videos. I think that's because of summertime. Everybody's doing summertime things, summertime fun, and I'm glad that everybody's getting to do that. And hope everybody's having a safe summer. And you're about ready to get them kiddos back to school.
Oh yeah,
you know it's
about
starting
4 weeks.
About 4 weeks, yeah, it's getting close. But anyway, we're going to start with our number 30. We're doing 30 to 21 today. I get to start it off. My number 30 is Gloomhaven: Jaws of the Lion. This was number 9 on my list in 2022. It's ranked number 10 on BGG. It's by Cephalofair Games. 1 to 4 players. Takes about 30 to 120 minutes to play. I like Gloomhaven. Problem with Gloomhaven, it's such a big game. It's hard to get it to the table. It's got so much stuff. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion kind of helped with that problem. You know, it gave you a book as your board. You don't have to try to get all these board pieces out. It has a book for your scenario book, your board, whatever you want to call it. And I like how you get to pick your character, how you're using a top and bottom of the card. So if you use the top, you have to use the bottom of the other card. Some of the cards go away if you use their, the powerful side of it. I just like the whole system as it is. It's a dungeon crawl. You're going through it. It is kind of puzzly, though. You have to kind of work out when do you use what card, when do you do this. I think it's such a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. That's why Gloomhaven is my number. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is my number 30.
Okay. That's a good game. I have the original Gloomhaven, Winter or Frost.
No, Frosthaven is the second one.
Second, yes, the second one.
Gloomhaven there is the big one, yeah.
Yeah, I got both of them as a gift. And
well, somebody likes you, Louis.
I know. I'm still working through it. Well, my number 30 is another trekking game. Trekking through history. Mm-hmm. This one is way different from the other trekking games. It's a 2022 year game. Publisher Underdog Games, 2 to 6 players. It's ranked 579 on BGG. Takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. This one, you're going through history. And you're picking up cards. They are stacked in front of you. You and the players pick a card one at a time. Mm-hmm. And as you pick cards, there are little symbols on them. Your goal is trying to fill in a card you have and to gain points. But every time you take action, depending how far you go up the track, you spend hours in a day. If you go through and spend all your hours, like 3, 4, you're going to end up being done first. Mm-hmm. It won't make you go first next round. It's just you run out of the time and you sit back and while everybody else takes their turn. Mm-hmm. It is a fast-paced game, but what I like about it is the information on the back of the cards. The information back of the cards are very accurate and very interesting. There's stuff that I never knew about some of this stuff of the cards and the history facts that intrigued me. But the cards are nicely done. The components are all solid. And it's a very replayable game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If it was a solo game, I will play it more, but it is designed for 2 to 6 players. But the sweet spot, it will be about 3 to 4 players on this. Any more becomes too competitive, and it less becomes a little bit boring on this, I believe. That's my thought, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that Trekking Through History is my number 30.
That's probably my favorite one of the trekking games is that one.
That one?
I enjoy it. Because isn't that the one with the times or whatever you're trying to get in line is dates?
Yes.
Isn't that the one? Yeah,
yes. Yeah. And you get so many points for so many in dates. Right. If you go past this point, I think past 7.
Or if you have to take one that's under the date that you're at, you have to start over.
Right. Like
yeah, I think this one's probably my favorite out of all of them. But so far, I mean, if they bring out something else, I might enjoy it as well. I'd love for them to do one trekking through music.
Oh yes,
You know.
tracking to music. Actually, that's what I mentioned Christine at Three Sons Unlimited. I mentioned that if they come with music and
Or trekking through television, trekking through. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could do with this trekking through history, and a lot of things that you could put on the back of the cars, like you say you like.
Yeah.
That you could do with music, fun facts about the music or the songs. I mean, I'm sure there's some copyright stuff that you got to go through and get all that stuff from the, was it BMI or whatever it is for the music or whatever.
Yes.
But anyway, that is a good choice, Lewis. I like that one. My number 29 is a game called The Great Western Trail, or just Great Western Trail. It was not on my list before. It's the first time. It's ranked number 15 on BGG. It's by Egert Spielt Games. It's 2 to 4 players. Takes about 75 to 150 minutes to play. Now, Great Western Trail is you are a cattle baron, if you will. You're trying to get cattle before you get to, what is the name of the city? It's not Dodge City. It's something else. But anyway, by the time you get there, you got to have different cattle in your thing. You're not looking for exactly the same. You need different cattle. And when you sell the cattle, you get money, and you get to drop them off at one of the train stations, one of the locations, like St. Louis and all these other places down the train line. But you have to pay. If your train isn't there, you're going to have to pay however far it is away to get them there, right? So you're trying to collect stuff as you go through. You have these routes that you go through in each place. It's worker placement. In each place you stop, you can go as far as you want, but each place you stop, you get to do the action. If it's someone else's, you only get to do one action on it. If it's somebody else's tile. But if it's a generic tile or your own tile, you can do both actions on there. And you're recruiting cowboys, conductors, builders, and then, of course, you're buying cows at the market. It's a really fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. That's why Great Western Trail is my number 29.
That's a very interesting game. Anything that's Western, I like.
It's not as Westerny. I mean, it is, I guess, but it doesn't have that Western theme like Western Legends or something like that. But it is kind of cowboyish. You're recruiting cowboys, you're recruiting conductors, you're recruiting builders to help you build things out on the board, and then cowboys to help you be able to buy cows at a lower price, and then conductors to help move your train down the track. It's just there's lots of different things you got to be working on to make your engine of getting money and how you do things in cattle to come through. It's a good game. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, my number 29 is Fall of the Mountain King, another 2022 game. Burnt Island Games, 1 through 5 players. It's ranked 3,627 on BGG, about 60 to 90 minutes game time. Now, unlike the Mountain King game previously mentioned, this one you're not winning. It is designed for you to lose. There are there's trolls. The trolls are controlling the caves. But there are little gnomes, whole bunch of gnomes. They'll upset. They'll come in to destroy the trolls. And as time goes on, there's a little timer, spinner. And as time goes on, these little gnomes coming in. You have a 6x6 little card that gives you abilities to do. You're given at the very beginning cards you have to pick from. Then you pass around to each player.
Drafting.
You gotta, which you're gonna put on the 6x6 you have that gives you either more defense, more trolls, more special ability, more ways to get resources, and movement. Now, these cards cannot be manipulated. You have to have one way, and you put it down, which sometimes messes you up.
Sure.
On that.
That's what it's for, right?
Yep. When you start the game, you make your actions, then the gnomes come in. Now, as you defeat the gnomes, you get rid of them. No. They go beside the little tracker. And when the tracker passes what the gnomes are, whatever number of gnomes are by the marker, those come back plus whatever more it says to come in.
Well, that's nice.
And on top of that, there are situations of coming up that, oh, this cavern got caved in, you can't go through this, and you have to go around. So you might have some trolls trapped, and they're going to just get beat up by the gnomes, and you can't get to them. You have a hero with a bit special ability, but if the hero gets all separated from the army, and gnomes are after it, you're going to be knocked out.
You're going to be jacked up.
Yeah. So it is designed to not to win it. It's just whoever has the most honor at the end of the game. And I think it goes all the way up to 80, I believe. No, correction, that's another game. Don't remember what's the end game. The end game is just a little timer going on by cards moving. Mm-hmm. And eventually, when the last card is removed, the game ends, and whoever has the most points wins. But you're not going to save the mountain. It's going to be fall to the gnomes. It's just who's going to be the last one standing on this. It is a cooperative game, the undertone of it, but eventually one troll player will have the most points in the end. But yeah, that one, just unable to win it intrigues me, and just to see who can be the last survivor on that. That's why Fall of the Mountain King is my number 29.
I played in the Hall of the Mountain King. Wasn't my cup of tea. I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't something that hit with me. Haven't played this one yet. I might give it a try.
Mm-hmm. It is a cooperative game, and you are helping each other, but it is the events that triggers at the end of each round, they're just vicious. They're very vicious.
I think I only got 3 cooperative games on this list today. Okay. A lot of times I have a lot of cooperative games. I like cooperative games. So, all right. Well, my number 28 is Viticulture, the Essential Edition. Now, Viticulture is a game where you're making wine. You're putting out it's worker placement, which is weird for me. I never thought I'd enjoy worker placement games, but I do have a lot of those. But you put your person out. You have I think it's spring, fall, winter, or winter, fall, spring, whatever in your seasons. And you're putting your workers out, and you can decide whether you want to deploy them all out in one season or you want to hold some back. And you have this one worker that is the grande worker that can actually go to a space that someone else has went to, which is nice because sometimes people take your spot and you can't get to it, and that's aggravating. It is a little lucky swingy with getting wine orders. Mm-hmm. Because to fill these wine orders, because you're planting grapes, you're harvesting grapes of white and red, and sometimes the luck of the draw of getting what you need to fill orders is kind of swingy. It's kind of lucky, but I just enjoy the game a lot. I want to get the upgraded components at some point. This game is just that much fun for me, and when you add the Viticulture World, which is the expansion to it. Which makes it cooperative. There's that cooperative, because without it, it's not cooperative. But if you get that, it's cooperative. My wife enjoys playing it that way. So, but you still each have to make so much prestige or points, victory points, to be able to win the game. Both of you have to do it. So you're kind of going, okay, I won't go this spot. I know you need this spot to try to get yourself moving. Because if you both don't make it, you don't win. I enjoy Viticulture a lot. I think it's just a blast. And what I find intriguing is if there's any hobby that you have or something that you like, there's a game out there for it. If you like cats, they got Isle of Cats. They got other games. Oh, yeah. If you like wine, they got Viticulture. If you like flowers, they got tons of flower games. Tons. You know. So if you like food, there's food games out there. Whatever. I would like to see a cigar game, folks. I would like to see one of those. But anyway, I think that's why Viticulture Essential Edition is my number 28. It is fantastic. I don't think I gave you all the readout on it. It's ranked number 38 on BGG. It's by Stonemeyer Games. It is 1 to 6 players. Takes about 45 minutes to play. And this was the first time it's been on my list. So I enjoy Viticulture Essential Edition. My number 28.
My 28 It's a game that my wife likes.
That helps.
It's a game that Miss Christine showed it to us, and I think that's the one game that we bought. As soon as we played it, we bought it that night.
Ah,
She bought
she
both.
did like it then.
Yes. That's rare too. Yep, get it now. Okay, I get it now. It's called T-Dragon Society.
Yeah.
A 2018 game. Publisher Oni Games. 2 to 4 players. It's ranked 5,074 on BGG. 30 to 60 minute play. It is loosely based by the book series T-Dragon Society. The artwork, my wife loves the artwork on it.
It is cute.
Yes. Don't have who did the artwork, but my wife loves that artwork. You have 4 types of card decks. You get whatever dragon you pick, you get that deck.
Yes.
They're going to be, and it's played over 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You use spring first, and you can buy cards. You can draw cards. There's 2 ways to buy. One way to buy, but there's 2 different types of cards to buy. One card will be put in your little den area. One card will put in your discard pile, and that discard pile can be reused to draw again.
Yeah, this is a deck builder.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very hardcore deck builder game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
And as you play these dragons, if their effects take effect, as soon as you play it, it happens. My wife, I don't know how she does it. She plays every different dragon, just goes in rotation, and she already knows. I said, and she turns. Okay, I get to do this. Your turn. I'm just sitting there. Okay. One game I cannot do the combos on, but it's a. As soon as you finish up the stack for spring, you gather all those cards up, you put them to the side, you start summer. You go through the summer season, you put those aside, you start fall, and then winter. Winter is your last season, and toward that end, by fall, everything is triggering, and if you don't have a good engine going, it is a little bit hard to catch up. You still can, but it's going to be an uphill battle. For a 2-player game, T-Dragons, I can say, is a good 2-player game. 3 makes it interesting. 4 for me is too busy.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. So 2, 3 is a great game. Especially one game, if your spouse really likes cute little games, this is a good one to play with your spouse right here.
Yeah.
So number 28 is T-Dragon Society.
It looks a little kiddish on the box.
Yes.
The artwork is a little kiddish looking, but it actually is a pretty good little deck builder.
Yeah, it is.
And it's fun. I mean, you start out with a deck, but you add to it. It's like any other deck builder. You start out with a weak deck, and then or weak hand, and you get more. Yeah, it's a pretty decent game. I played it a couple times. I enjoyed it. All right, my number 27. Now, you had a Robin Hood game on your list.
Yes.
This one's called The Adventures of Robin Hood, or The Adventure of Robin Hood. This was not on my list the last time I did one of these. This is ranked 751 on BGG. It's by Cosmos Games. It's 2 to 4 players. Takes about 60 minutes to play. This game here. The board has these cutout pieces that are stuck in the board, right? And it comes with this beautiful book, hardbound book. And it kind of teaches you how to play the game as you go through it. And you're, of course, Robin Hood and the band of your merry men. And you're trying to accomplish certain missions, right? And each mission has its own little story. But you will get to turn over these little pieces in the board when it tells you to turn them over. Because you don't know what it is until it tells you to turn them over. The game is just really nice. I love the book. The book is fantastic. The gameplay is fun. It is cooperative. The gameplay is fun. And you're trying to reason through puzzles in some of the game, trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to complete this? How can I complete this? How can I get out of the situation I'm in, right? I know there's one where you're in a gallows and I think you're about to get hung as Robin Hood, and you have to figure out how to get out of that. And so it was pretty good, and you got to figure out, what to do. And your merry men are trying to come to your rescue, but you're inside a fortress and they can't get to you. So it's just a really cool game. I thought it was good. It looks great. Plays, not too long. 60 minutes, not a long time to play an adventure game like that. I'm sure it could take a little longer on your first play, but I just enjoyed it a lot. The Adventure of Robin Hood, my number 27. It's a great game. If you hadn't played it, I don't own it. I played it 2 or 3 times, and I want to get it in my collection, but I just can't find it. So I can't find it for the price I want to pay for it. Put it like that. So number 27 for me is The Adventure of Robin Hood.
It sounds like that Robin Hood game sounds like one that I would enjoy.
Oh, you would love it, I think, Louis. If because you like Legends of Andor like I do. I think you would enjoy this one too. It's kind of in that same, and it's made by the same company, Cosmos.
Okay.
So it's published by the same company. It's not made by the same company. It's published.
Yeah, the one I have on my list, which was number 100. I'm not gonna play it again.
Not gonna play it again. All right.
No, it will be falling off after. It just is so hard.
It'll be falling off.
Yeah, that one.
See ya.
See ya. It's so hard to win it. It is just completely stacked against you. It was fun, but it will be falling off.
I don't mind games being hard. Like Robinson Crusoe, never won it. Ever, ever, ever. But I enjoy playing it because it is fun to try to win.
Right. This one, the fun drops off after a while. It just, if you could do a mechanic in a way that would not make the final level so difficult. So really, really difficult because you need at least 3 can be done with it, but 4 or 5, that's what you need on that game.
Awesome.
Number 27 for myself.
Oh, yes.
Call to Adventure Epic Origins. Another 2022 year game. Buzzard-wise games, 1 through 4 players, 3,422 on BGG, 30 to 60 minute game time. Now, this one, unlike the other Call Adventures, which is pitting against everybody else, this one is more of a cooperative game.
I might like that one as well. Man, I got the yawns all of a sudden. Go ahead. Not that that's a boring game at all. I'm just didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
It is in like the original, the other Call to Adventure games. You go every level, build your character up. You roll rune stones, pick the cards, good, light, or dark, and you go on. However, this one at the very end, when you about to do whoever reaches the 3rd level, before going on to 3rd level, they have to defeat the boss. After defeat the boss, it flips to the hard level. And then everybody gets to do the 3rd chapter on their hero. Knowing that after you flip the boss, every failed attempt, the boss gets a little red marker. And that adds to his difficulty more and more. Now, the first chapter can be doable on solo mode. But each time you beat the game, a little envelope. They came with envelopes. 6 chapters. They add more cards to the decks that you can pick from. But the bosses get tougher and tougher as you go until the final seal is broken. I have made it to chapter 3. I'm stuck at chapter 3. I have now went past chapter 3. This is one cooperative game that Call to Adventure that I like, and my wife looks at it and she said, "Nope, it's too much D&D. I like she don't mind D&D. She likes the adventure stuff. It's just for her, just having a rune stone back or front, she don't like that. Right? She wants more choices.
Right.
She likes the art. The art on the cards is very beautiful.
Nice. I like those games. Brotherwise did a good job with their
they really did. It's one of the games that I've sleeve right away as soon as I got it. So, Call to Adventure Epic Origins, I recommend to play as a group and through the stories because it is very replayable.
Yeah, I like that as well. And I like all the Call of Adventure games. I don't own them anymore, but I do like them a lot. I've never played the Origin.
Oh, I need to bring it over.
You sure do.
Yeah. So, number 27, Call to Adventure Epic Origins.
You got. I think you have every Call to Adventure game.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Lewis likes the Call to Adventure games. So brother-wise, he loves them. So.
Yep.
All right, this one's a crossover. My number 26 is Room 25. This was 38 on my list last time. It's moved up. It's 26. This is ranked 1,476 on BGG. It's by Metagoat Games. It is 1 to 6 players. It takes about 30 minutes. And I don't like playing it single player. I don't like playing it solo. I just don't.
I don't either.
I enjoy playing it with other people, so you have that tension of not knowing who's what. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that, Room 25 is a game, you're in this cube, and you're trying to escape this cube of you're prisoners or whatever you are. And so you have guards and you have prisoners. Prisoners are trying to work together. Guards are trying to stop them. But the problem is, you don't know who's who.
No,
everybody is secret role. And so you just don't know. And you're trying to find an exit which is placed on one of the 3 corners, or 4 corners in one of the 3 tiles on that corner. And so the game board can be shifted, right and left, up and down, as you play. And you've got 4 selections that you can make on your turn that you can do. You can peek, you can move, you can push, and you can move the tiles. You'll pick 2 of them per turn if you're allowed to, unless you're in a room where it says you can only do one move. And then everybody will do their first move, go around the table, and then everybody does their second move and goes around the table. What you don't want to do is be stuck in a room with somebody else and they hadn't flipped over their second tile yet.
Yeah.
And they have a push deal where they push you into another tile. Now, if they push you into a nice tile and they think you're part of them, or you hope they're part of you, in your group, then you'll be safe. But if they push you into an unknown tile that nobody knows what it is, you're taking your chances of dying, huh, Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
So Lewis has been pushed into a tile. I don't know who would do that to Lewis. He's such a nice guy. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Room 25. I think it's fantastic. And this is the older version. I know they got a new thing, Room 25 something, remix, or I don't know what it is. But I prefer this Room 25, the one I have that's going to be a picture right up in here somewhere. I like it a lot. And I like playing it with a game group. I like playing with Lewis in a large group because it plays up to 6.
Yeah.
And it's so good. I can't say enough about it. I know a lot of people don't like some of these games that you have hidden roles, but this one just hits the spot for me. Because every time I've got this tension of, am I going to end up around somebody? Is somebody going to move into my room? I don't want you in my room. Stay away from me. I don't know who you are, right?
Right.
But now you can figure out kind of who's who once people start moving tiles or the exit has been discovered, right? Yeah. And you know them guards are moving that row away from you. You're like, okay, you're a guard. Now I know who my compadres are, right? So you try to help everybody because you can't. The prisoners can't win unless everybody gets on the, or at least, I think you can have all but one or something like. There's some kind of deal, and if you get on there and everybody gets out, then you win the game. So I love Room 25. That's why it is my number 26. It could be higher at some point. Who knows?
I like Room 25 too. Have never made it past. I think if I remember right, I've passed maybe turn 10. Then I got sucked out in the space again.
Yeah. Well, I didn't push you that time.
No, you did it.
You only made it to turn 1. When I was playing.
Oh yeah.
Turn 1, he's
out. But that is a great game. I like it too.
It's just so fun, and it doesn't take long. It's 30 minutes. Even if you get knocked out,
you're going to be back.
You're not sitting there sulking, and plus you're invested.
Yes.
With the game because you want to see who's what.
Right. Great game. Number 25, well, 26. Yes, 26. I think this is my oldest one on this list. I believe so. Yeah, actually it is. Masquerade, 2013 game. Repos production, 2 to 13 players. It's ranked 1,539 on BGG. About 30 minutes to play. Well, less, depending how many players you have. And the more the players, the longer it would take.
Yeah.
Another one of those card games that, just like Love Letter and Coup, that you are trying to figure out who is who with everybody.
I don't think I've played this one.
No. They came out with a newer version on this. I like the older version. Just the cards, art form. The older version it's better for me. But another game that my wife really likes, not a card game. You are dealt cards. Each card has certain abilities on it, and there's 3 cards on the table. You can interchange those cards. The goal is to get, if I remember right, 13 coins. Whoever gets 13 or 11 coins wins. So you get to steal coins from each other. You get to earn coins from each other. But you also get to, if you know there's somebody there that is just a peasant and normally can earn 1 coin per turn, you can switch those cards with somebody else and give them the peasant. Or if you're the king, you can collect coins from everybody else.
Okay, I'm starting to see what this game's about now.
Yeah. With 2 players, there's just a limited number of characters you can play with. More players, I think 5 is the sweet spot because you get more of the characters in there. Right. You got the king, the queen, the prince, the sheriff, the peasant, the bishop. A lot of similar to other games out there, which this past week we played Citadel. Few of those characters are in this game.
Yeah.
So it's a quick little game. You get to trade off cards to keep. You might go, okay, they figure out who I have. Let me switch around. Mm-hmm. This also has, you get 2 cards, pick one, put it down. As you go around, if there's a thief, the thief, everybody has to close their eyes. The thief can actually look at somebody else's hand and go, and can take theirs, put it back.
Swap.
Yeah, which is kind of evil there. Or doesn't swap at all. Mm-hmm. So you go in, okay, somebody is a thief.
Yeah.
Or pretend, this is where you can lie about it. Yep, I'm a thief. I'm a thief, and you're not, and just do that, and I'm like, oh crap. So it's a fun little quick game. It is more meant for, I think, 5 to 6 players. It's a sweet spot on there.
Yeah. How long does it say it take to play?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah. It's a quick game.
Yeah. So Masquerade, number 26, is my, it's my wife's and my favorite game.
There you go. Well, I'll have to play it sometime. It reminds me a lot of Coup and stuff like that. Yeah, and the swapping of cards, and like they do in Love Letter with the, I think it's the king who's the trade cards. Yeah. All right, my number 25. Let's move on with this puppy. My number 25 is A Touch of Evil Dark Gothic. This was not on my list last time. This is ranked 4,368 on BGG. It's by Flying Frog Productions. It's 2 to 6 players. Takes about 60 minutes to play. My wife enjoys this game as much as I do. This was one of the first deck builders I introduced to my wife, and she liked it. She liked the theme. She liked how it worked. In Dark Gothic, or A Touch of Evil Dark Gothic, we just call it Dark Gothic. We even bought the expansion. I bought a bunch of expansions for it, expansion packs, because my wife loves it. And you have a draw stack. It's like this tall because we got all the expansions. It's crazy. But you have a lineup of cards. You start out with, you have a character you pick. It has a starting hand. You have Spirit, which is blue. You have another something that's red, like fight or whatever. Then you have a green. I can't remember what that is called. And then you have honor, which is clear. It can be used for anything. And so on these, to buy these cards, you have to use those certain colors in your hand, like red, green, blue. And some of the cards out there may have a cost of 2 red, 1 green, 1 blue. So if you discard those cards, you get to take that card, put it in your discard pile, like a deck builder.
Right.
But that's not the whole game. You're trying to kill the creatures. There's you have 3 rounds of bad guys. And so you'll figure you have level 1, 2, and 3. So level 1 you'll flip over. It could be the Bog Fiend, right? Or the Headless Horseman or something like that. And he takes amount of stuff as well to kill him. Like so many reds, so many greens, so many blues. Whatever. It may be all red, it may be all blue. And if it has a red circle around what you're supposed to kill him with, you have to discard those out of your hand. Out of the game. They're gone. They go to the crypt. Well, the only way to lose this game, this game is actually meant to be played competitive. There is a cooperative mode, and that's one my wife and I choose to play. The way you lose is you get 10 cards into the... Oh my gosh, now I can't think of it. Anyway, if you get 10 cards into the whatever, then you lose. But this row that you have has minions. And you have to roll a dice for each minion at the start of the round. And so if there's 3 minions out there, you roll the dice and you roll a skull, it goes into the counter to end the game. So if you don't finish all 3 villains before the counter goes off, you lose the game. My wife and I have got pretty good at it. We hardly ever lose anymore. But we added the Colonial Horror expansion. We added the Thieves' Den or something called like that. There's just a lot of things that we've added to this game. I'm telling you, there's a lot of cards. But this game is fantastic. It's fun deck builder. If you like deck builders and you want something that's light, you don't have to think too hard, this is for you. This is a fun game. If my wife can get it, not that my wife's stupid or anything, but she doesn't play a lot of games. If she can get the concept of the game, most anybody can. And the artwork on the Flying Frog products are, yes, they're unique. They're still pictures of people. It's like whoever that works there is the person on Sally or whatever on the card, and Sally's in this costume and smiling. It's real artwork as far as pictures, I guess is what you call it. But I enjoy the game a lot. Touch of Evil Dark Gothic is my number 25 because it is that good. I think if you hadn't played it, you ought to check it out. Flying Frog makes a lot of different games. One of their biggest games, Shadow over Brimstone. Never played it. I want to, but there's a drawback for me to buy it because of their minis. You have to put them together, and I don't want to.
Right.
So, A Touch of Evil Dark Gothic, my number 25, Flying Frog Productions, fabulous game.
The one that you haven't played from that company, I have played it.
Mm-hmm.
Putting those minis together, then separating them.
Mm-mm.
It is just too much.
They come on a spool and you got to put them together. I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. All these other companies can put minis in their games. Put minis in the game and I'll buy it.
Yes. No, I know about that game. I played it. I looked at it. No, I'm not going to buy this one. It's just too much. Too much. My number 25. It's another card game called Red Rising.
Mm-hmm.
2021 game. Stonemaier Games. I think I've got quite a few Stonemaier games on my list. 1 to 6 players. It's ranked 955 on BGG. 45 to 60 minute time on this game. It is not based on the book series at all. You can see the characters that you might recognize from the book series and little details from them. But other than the same name, it is standalone.
It's totally different.
Yeah. You get to pick your character, your cards, and then these cards come out. As you pick cards, you get to move other cards on this board, left and right. And as things happen, you get to build your ability on your area. your game area, and as you go on keep going, they give you certain abilities to actually go and take one card from in the middle of the stack on the draw pile. There are 5 different colors: red, blue, white. Can't remember purple with all of them, but it is Red Rising. There's so much going on. This is not a beginner gamer game, I believe.
No, I don't think so. I think it's more of a midway.
Midway
game for sure.
Yeah, you have to been playing board games for a bit to get this game, because there's a lot going on, a lot of mechanics trigger at the same time. If you put a character in one spot, it would trigger another character's ability, and plus that one. So there's a lot of reaction going on in this one.
And you're putting stuff on tracks too.
Yes, you put stuff on tracks.
Some kind of planet thing you're moving up, or spaceship thing you're moving up on. There's some tracks. I don't remember all of them, but yeah.
It's a fast-paced game. 45 to 60 minutes. I played this game and it only took about 30 minutes on this. It's not much thinking on this. Just quick reading on the card, what it does, and how it will affect the display area on the board to pick the cards from. But as soon as you get a certain number of cards, I can't remember how many, or a certain pair of cards, set of cards, not pair, you win the game. However, the difference is when they start adding the points, you might have completed the set, but someone else didn't worry about the sets. They worried about just the points, and they can come behind and win the game.
Yeah, you're trying to get the best scoring hand possible by picking these cards off these rows and putting cards down. But it's very, I don't know, it's a weird game to me. I own it and I like it. I don't get to play it very often unless my kids come over. They like it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a good 2-player game, but it's better with 3, at least I believe.
One of the problems I have with this game is the text on the card. It's hard to read when they're out there on the deal.
Yes.
And if you're sitting on the other side of the table, it's upside down for you. Even if you put it this way, if you're sitting further down the table, you're having to do all this. That's one of the issues I have with this game. To me, I would rather play it 2-player than I would more players, because then we can intimately look at the board together.
Yes.
Instead of being so far away from it, trying to figure it out. And I get lost in the shuffle that way. And then I feel like I'm not doing what I need to be doing.
Right. That's why I say 3 players is a sweet spot, because you have one player here. You all still equal distance from the cards.
I played it with 4 players before. Maybe does it play to 5?
It plays to 6.
Okay, I think I played it with 5 before. It wasn't horrible. I just felt like I was out of the loop, because I'm not one of those people that like to just stand up and loom over the game board, right? That's not who I am, because I'm a big fella. I don't want to be in everybody's way, right? So I don't get up and stand over people and things like that to try to see what's going on. That's not me. But I do enjoy the game. It's a good pick.
It is. So Red Rising, number 25, was my pick.
I think this is another crossover, Lewis. I'm not sure, but I think this is another crossover with us. I think we're up to like 7 now, or 7 or 8.
Well, did you just do a crossover?
I did with Room 25.
125. Yeah, I think it was 8. I think this is number 8.
We're close. Survive, Escape from Atlantis.
Okay.
This was not on my list before. This is 334 on BGG. It's by Stronghold Games. 2 to 4 players, takes about 45 to 60 minutes to play. Fantastic game.
It is.
I bet I played this game 10 times or more at a little board game convention at Three Sons Unlimited, right? Everybody got to come over, and if you played a game with Calvin, got a game, you got an extra entry in some giveaway, right? So everybody wanted to play games with me, which I loved. That was fun. And we played this one a lot. This game is mean. This game is nasty. And it can be, if you form that alliance with someone, guys, I'm sorry if you might hear a train going by. I live pretty close to some train tracks, but anyway. If you kind of have a a truth for somebody. You know, hey, I'm going to get in this boat. Can we make it to the island? You know, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm fixing to sail the boat. Yeah, right. They hop out and. You know, so you try to sail off and they're moving the shark or the whale to you to knock the boat over or the sea creature, whatever it is. Guys, this game is fun. And it's not, I say it's a mean game, but it's lighthearted mean.
Yeah, it is.
Because you know you're going to lose some players in this game. You know. Now, we talked about it when Lewis had it. I don't like how they put the numbers on the feet of the little meeples. Because they get knocked over and people know what you're trying to get on a boat and this and the other. My suggestion would have been put different cards together with, you know, symbols on the meeples, and then the symbols would tell you what they were on the card, and everybody had different ones.
Yeah.
Different numbers, you know, and you wouldn't know who had what.
Right.
So that is one of the things that I would have done with that game when they remake it. If they ever remake it, they may have already remade it. I don't know. But I love Survive Escape from Atlantis. As the place is sinking, your little people may get stuck in the big ocean and you're trying to get back up onto the land. And then somebody else comes along and goes, nope, we're turning that one over too. So now you got to swim a little further to get to some island. Just fantastic. And I like it a lot. Survive Escape from Atlantis, my number 24.
Like that game, I really do.
It's a lot of fun. I need to get out the Escape from Outer Space or whatever it is that I have, and play it. I haven't ever played it. I own it. I never put it to the table. Not put it to the table.
Me too.
I couldn't find Survive Escape from Atlantis. I couldn't find it, and so I found this one, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy this one. It's got to be about the same. Never even got it out of the box. I mean, it's opened, but I hadn't played it.
My number 24, a 2023 game is called After Us. A catch-up game, publisher Catch Up Games, 1 to 6 players. BGG ranks at 2,373, about 40 to 60 minute game time. After Us. It is set in a time frame of, if you know about Planet of the Apes, it sets at that time frame. The apes, the monkeys ruled the planet. You're trying to build a set of cards, not a deck builder game, that will benefit you getting resources. The goal is to get 80 points in this game. As soon as you get 80 points, that triggers the end of the game. I believe everybody still gets one last turn to catch up on those 80 points. But it is a game that everything is done simultaneously. You get cards, you pull them together, and as you put them together, they trigger effects, resources, points, energy points to go again, resources to buy cards, or just ability to redo a certain effect from a card. Everybody's doing all this at the same time. Also, everybody's buying cards at the same time. Now, I played this a few times with Christine at Three Sons Unlimited. We don't do the buying cards at the same time. We actually take turns on that. So, and not everybody's fighting over the same cards. Mm-hmm. Mind you, there are some cards that you want to get. Yeah. But it just...
So, well, I have a question. So, if it's buying cards, everybody at the same time, how do you decide who gets the card? Mm-hmm. If everybody wants that card, how do you decide?
We decide from the very beginning.
But I mean, in the normal game, though, how would you decide that if I won that card and you won that card, and we're doing it simultaneously, how would we decide who gets the card?
It is where that buy card effect takes place. On the track you build, where it takes effect. If it takes effect 3 cards down, and the other person takes effect 2 cards down, that person...
Okay. Yeah. So there is a rhyme or reason of who would get it.
Yes.
But, yeah, I get what you're saying, but, yeah. I don't know.
It's for me, when they said simultaneously everything takes effect, they should have made a little bit more clear on the order of buying the cards. Mm-hmm. And that's why we all just takes turns. It just makes it more easier. Another game that is a lot of things going at the same time. I would not advise it for a beginner board game player, someone that has been playing board games, especially resource game, because it does do a little quite a bit of resource here, and deck builder. It is a deck builder game because as you flip cards over, you get to do stuff too.
Okay.
So, After Us is a quick game with a house rule of taking turns. For me and folks I've played with, it's a fun game. There are apes that give you, I think apes that gives you to go again. Chimpanzees lets you get more resources. Orangutans get you more energy. Each of them gives you a certain thing, and you try to spread it out. But sometimes the cards that come out
Or all one kind, or just a few of one kind
yes.
and one of another. Yeah.
Right, and so you gotta strategize each time. Sometimes a round happens, nobody buys anything. They just collect the resources and get the points. The one thing I like about this game has a little battery in it. The little battery allows you to do a certain ability.
Mm-hmm.
Most times just one, but this one allows you to do three different things, and it's up to you which one you want to take.
Okay.
So I can't remember right off the bat what it is. Those, but After Us is a quick, easy game for those that just want a chaos, and so to speak. But yeah, After Us is number 24 for me.
Hadn't played it. Looked at it a few times. Hadn't played it yet. Plan on it. And when you said Planet of the Apes, it brought me back to my wee childhood. I mean, Planet of the Apes came out, 1968, 70, and 71?
I think 71.
And so I was just a wee lad when I saw Planet of the Apes. It scared me to death, right? Having all these monkeys rule the world, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But anyway, my number 23 is Juicy Fruits. This was not on my list. It's 1,685 in BGG. It's by Deep Print Games. 1 to 4 players, 20 to 50 minutes to play. Like I said, it wasn't on my list before. It's first time entry. I'm not talking about the gum Juicy Fruits.
I know.
All right. So Juicy Fruits is a game to where you are there, and it has a little expansion already in the box that you can use called the juicer machine thing, where you can make juice. But you have these boats on your board. You have a board, and you put certain fruits on your board. And it's kind of like, you remember them old puzzle sliders to where you were trying to make a picture?
Mm-hmm.
It had one box up here where in blank in the deal, and you could slide it, but it only had one spot.
Yeah.
Well, this one has more spots than that where you can slide these fruits. So if you slide a fruit 2 spaces, you're going to collect that many fruit. So if you slide the banana twice to the right or left or up or down, you'll collect 2 bananas. And on these boats that are on your island to fulfill the orders, they may have 2 bananas, 1, I can't think of all the other fruits, limes, lemons, and something else. There's
Pineapples.
I don't know if there's a pineapple, but I know there's one other one. I can't name it, but it drives me nuts. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, if you fill those orders, you get to keep the boat for points at the end of the game. And then there's a track you can move up on the board. So anyway, the juicer will allow you can spend points up there to go certain ways with whatever fruit you spent to juice through. And you get victory points that way. But you're trying to fulfill orders. You're trying to get as much done as you can by moving these fruits around. And then you can go and buy other things to put on your board. But if you fill up your board, you're not moving things as fast. And you're not earning as many things. So it's really an interesting little game. I enjoy it a lot. I call it little. It's a pretty good sized game. I enjoyed it a lot. Juicy Fruits, my wife really likes it because it's a fun theme. And it's not hard to play. It's pretty easy. Once you explain it to people what you can do, how you do things, it's pretty simple. There's some ice cream deals you can put on your board, and at certain times you can sell stuff for ice cream or whatever. But it's a fun game. I enjoy it. Juicy Fruits is my number 23.
Sounds cute.
It's a really neat game, and I like the fruit. It's got little wooden fruit. So I like it. It's not mushy like the little stuff in Everdale, you know, the little berries.
Yeah.
But it's wooden shaped fruit that looks like the fruit, and I like that.
My number 23. I think this is a crossover. I think you already mentioned it. Dead of Winter, a Crossroads game.
Have not mentioned it.
Okay. A 2014
Not saying
game.
I won't, but I have not.
2014 game. Played Hat Games publisher. 2 to 5 players. It's ranked 219 on BGG. 60 to 120 minute game. It is Zombie Land game, basically. Zombies are all over the place. It's the end of the word. You are with survivors. However, the chances of a traitor in the midst is high, very high, even though they might not say they are the traitor.
I would never say I was the traitor.
Of course not. Now, you, how many
I'm a
players?
friend till the end, Lewis.
Number of your number of players is the number of characters you have. You have to go out. There are certain locations, but as you go out in the world in the dead of winter, you might get frostbite. As you get frostbite, that's going to hurt you.
Or you might get bit.
You get bit, and there's some characters that have no problem. They want zombies. They can knock them out with no problem. There's other ones that, there's an issue. There's locations that you can go. The school, the hospital, the
police station,
police
gas station,
yes.
library.
And each one of them have their benefits. However, unlike some games, he's the mechanic, he should go to the gas station. Nope, it doesn't work that way.
Right. Grocery store's the other one.
Yeah, grocery store. You think, he's the clerk, grocery store. Nope, it doesn't work that way. The clerk does not need to go to the grocery store, or the mechanic does not need to go to the garage. They need to go other things. So you do your turn. Everybody does their turn. There are scenarios that come up that little cars that flip over that you have to meet. Feed the folks in the camp out area, and each turn more zombies coming out. You have to build barriers. If you build barriers, it's hard for them to come in. A zombie can be knocked out with a barrier. But as time goes on, more zombies coming out. I've played this game several times with Calvin. I've never seen we won it because we couldn't meet a certain goal by the card. But we have come close. I think this is a game that is not meant to be won. It's meant to be who is the last survivor.
It's meant to be enjoyed.
Yes, and have fun doing it on this.
For sure.
And those games I like. Games are meant to be, some games that I like are games that are not meant to win, but yet to see how far can you go and have fun doing it. So Dead of Winter is my number 23. Let me correct. Dead of Winter, a Crossroads game, is my number 23.
And that's what I like about Dead of Winter, is it does have the crossroads system. So before Lewis takes his turn, either the person in front of him or myself, we draw a card and we read it. And if it triggers, if he does something during his turn, or he's that character, or it's just something you read, then he has to make a decision.
Yes.
Right? And it could affect everyone, but it could affect him only. I like that in this game. I also like the fact that there is a possible traitor.
Yes.
Not always, because you're dealing out more non-traders than you are the trader card, so the trader card might not get dealt out.
Right.
Now, one of the things I don't like about the game is that everybody has their own secret role or secret objective. Where Lewis's objective may have to hoard food. He may have to have 4 food at the end of the game for him to win. I kind of house rule that, and sometimes I don't play with those. We either all win together or we lose together.
Right.
Period. Not a big fan of that. Oh, he's the traitor. No, he's not the traitor. He's just trying to meet his end game objective, right? I don't like that. It's a great game. I enjoy it. But we'll see what happens soon. Some point in time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sometimes you have played the games long enough that you just got to do in-house
And
rule.
there's nothing wrong with house ruling a game. If you enjoy a game, but there's something about it that just bugs you, figure it out. Figure out a way to get around it and make the game enjoyable for you.
Yes.
That's all I can say. And I think that when they design a game, they put everything in it they can to think about how to make the game enjoyable, and then sometimes they just put too much in there. And
Right.
like, no, we didn't need that part. Right? The game's fun enough without it. Although I understand why they put it in, but there you go. And I love Plathead games, by the way. I really enjoy a lot of their games. All right, my number 22. Was you done with it?
Oh yeah,
All right.
number 3. Yeah.
My number 22 is Dead Men Tell No Tales. This was not on my list. This is first time appearance on my list, and this is 1,191 on BGG. It's by Minion Games. 2 to 5 players, 60 to 75 minutes to play. In Dead Men Tell No Tales, you are a pirate, and you are going onto a ship to retrieve treasure. Now, to do that, the ship is on fire. Ship's on fire. There's ghost pirates trying to kill you. So you've got to fight off ghost pirates, put out fire to try to get to the treasure. You can be blocked off, you can get shut in, and you can die. This is, I believe this is a cooperative game. I can't remember, but I think it's a cooperative game. I love the dice system in this. The dice are the fire. So once you can put the dice, you can take the dice down. But if it's up so high, you can't even go into the area until something is done about it. The game is a lot of fun. I got the expansion for it as well, and I got the miniatures. But the game I had already had the miniatures in it. But my friend Josh got me the expansion and the miniatures for it, and I appreciate that, Josh. Thank you. But Dead Men Tell No Tales is such a fun game. I like it a lot. I don't get to table as much as I want, but when I do, it is a fun, epic time. Dead Men Tell No Tales, my number 22.
It sounds like a game that is. I like the stress level on that.
Oh, that's your stress level.
Yeah.
You betches.
I do like games like that. I do. Some folks I play going, why do you bring stress level games? Because they make you think.
It makes it, when you have skin in the game, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it is for me. You have that little bit of anticipation of, are we going to make it? How can we do this?
Yep.
It gives me that, I don't know, there's something about them that I really enjoy. If it's just a straight up worker placement, you're just scoring points, I like them. I got a lot of them on my list. But it doesn't give me that feel, right? I want that feeling of anxiety or angst of, are we going to make it? How are we going to accomplish this? That's what I like in a game. So, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
My number 22 almost didn't make it this high.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, almost didn't make it. It was their expansion pack that actually boosted it for me.
Well, there you go. Expansion made something better. Usually it just adds too much crap, but all right.
Not this one. It is a 2020 game, publisher Chex Game Edition. 1 to 4 players. It's ranked 29 on BGG. Pretty high.
So it wouldn't have made it on your top 100, or it wouldn't have made it this high if it hadn't had the expansion. But even without the expansion, possibly, it's ranked 29 on BGG. You rank a lot harder than they do, though.
Yeah. Hey, I'm picky.
Yeah.
30 to 120 minutes, which is a big difference
It
right
is
there.
a big difference, yeah.
It is Lost Ruins of Arnak.
All right, Lewis. I'm just going to tell you right now. I love this game without an expansion. So what about this game did you not like before the expansion? Please enlighten me.
It is a nice game. I like the game. It would have made it up in the 50s still. It would.
In the 50s. Oh, I better be quiet because I'm not sure where I put it. I'm not sure I did put it yet. I don't know.
Mine would have made it still in the 50s, but it made it in 25 because of the expansion pack. It's the prior of the expansion pack. You only had 2 little meeple guys to go out and do your little task. And if it wasn't your turn, somebody can go before you. And if you need the rune stones, the little blue jewels, to go up on the side track, and someone gets there, you have to pay an extra card level to go there next. Or it might be blocked off. If it's blocked off, you got to find other ways to go. So sometimes you have 2 meeples just useless. You can't do anything. Or you put one there, one where you get the little tablets, but you still need a third thing. And you're going, where am I going to get the third thing? I need to defeat this monster here. I need this. When they add the expansion pack, they gave you the ability to get a third. If you have the right character, you get a third meeple. If you have another character, you can bring one meeple back. Mm. You have one character now that has a little bird that lets you go and get stuff. Another one gives you extra items as you go to a certain location. Or you get certain cards. There are cards there that are evil cards that will count against you in the game. There's one character that wants those cards. Mm. Because it's a he character. When it comes to defeat one of the creatures that you need certain items to defeat it, that person can turn those negative cards that he or she has in her hand and defeat that character without paying no resources. Mm. So
you're talking about the fear cards.
Yeah, the fear cards. Okay. So it gives another little aspect of the game. It was going to already be high, but this extra expansion pack, it just gives another new life to the game.
Well, I can't say nothing, Lewis. It was ranked number 59 for me. So it was in my 50s. But it is a great game. And I love Lost Ruins of Arnak. Love it.
But the expansion pack just made it better to me.
I haven't played it with the expansion, so I don't know.
And it's a good game, but number 22, Lost Ruins of Arnak.
And I gave you a hard time, but I might feel the same way. If I play it with the expansion pack, I might feel the same way. I don't know. I gave Lewis a hard time there, and I'm sorry.
No, I think you will.
I ranked it number 59, but that was a crossover. Yes. So now we're up to like 9 or 10.
Right.
All right, my last one for today is my number 21, and it is Awkward Guest. It was ranked 25 for me a couple years ago. It's ranked 351 on BGG. It's by Mega Corpin Games. It's 1 to 8 players, 40 to 75 minutes. I like this game a lot. This is my Clue killer. This is a game that it's like Clue. You have to find out who killed Mr. Dalton, I think his name is. You got to find out the who, what they killed him with, and why. What motive. This is an app-driven game, and it's played with cards. It has a small little board, but you have your own sheet to where you're marking down all your clues that you get, and you're trying to deduce who these things are. So if I have a hand of cards of, I think it's 6 that you get. You write down all the information from your cards on your sheet, and then you hold on to them, and then you get to say, I want to know more about the living room and the Baldwick sisters. Or Berwick sisters, I think it is. And so if the person over here, the cards tell you who they relate to and what rooms they relate to, they say, well, I have 3. Well, 3 means the total number in the cards. They may have a 2 and a 1. So that would be 3 clue value that they have. So you have to, in turn, offer them 3 back. And you trade those cards. You write it down and go, right? Now, in a 2-player game, you write it down and discard those cards. You no longer have them in your hand, so you just don't sit there and pass them back and forth, right? Which is terrible. This game is a lot of fun, and you get to the best thing about this one. It is app driven, so when you think you know the solution, you turn in your badge, or you turn your badge over to make a guess. You put it in, and it tells you whether you're right or wrong. It doesn't tell you anything else, right? And it's got different levels. You have very easy, medium, hard, and extremely hard. Starting at medium, they start having accomplices. So now you have to figure out who done it, who was the accomplice, what they hit him, or what happened to him, whether they used a weapon, and what was the motive. So it is such a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. My wife and I play it 2-player quite a bit. And I've played it all the way up to, I think, 4 or 5 people. And it still played really well. It doesn't take so long. Awkward Guest is just fun. If you like Clue, if you like those deductive games, what is that other one? Deception as well, and also that Baker Street something. Baker Street.
Yes.
Yeah. If you like deduction games and you like to follow the clues, this game is for you. And it's not hard to figure out. I also got their second game called Scandalo, which is about newspapers writing a scandalous tabloid. You have to find out who was the whistleblower or something. I haven't played it yet. I own it. I haven't played it yet. So I got to get that one to the table. I got a lot of games. A shame, Lewis. I got a lot. I bet I can pick out 20 games in here and I haven't played yet. And I need to. I just keep getting more and more games, which is terrible. And I've become a collector, not a player. So I don't want to become a collector. I want to become a board game. I want all my board games to get love.
Yes.
So that's what I want. But Awkward Guest is my number 21. Lewis, if you hadn't played it, we've got to play it together at some point. I think your wife would dig this game.
Well, sad news. I played it once.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it, but this is where who you play with and what level they are on compared to you makes a difference.
It does. It does. If they're ahead of you and they understand the game really well, and to me, when I'm playing it, and this is how I play games, right? And people play differently. Some people say I show no mercy. I play it like I play. To me, if I play a game and I know the game really well, right?
Right.
I don't go all out to try to beat somebody down to nothing, right? It just beat them 100 points to 20 or whatever it is. It would be like, playing Michael Jordan in basketball. He's going to beat me 900 to 1, right? And it would be no fun for me,
right?
Although I'd get to play basketball with Michael Jordan. But if I'm playing a game with new people and I'm teaching a game, I want to play the game, but I don't want to beat people down in the game. Right? I want them to enjoy the game so that they can say, this is a good game, but they say that because they had a good time playing it. And it was a good game. If it's a good game, it's a good game. But I want people to enjoy it. So when I play Awkward Guess with new people, now if we played on beginner or very easy, I sit back and let the light bulb come on for the other players. Go, I know who did it, right? I don't care if I don't win. I want them to have that light bulb moment where they go, I understand this game. I'm enjoying this game, right? And that they'll want to play it again. And then we can gradually move up to medium as we go through.
Right.
And let them understand the game, how the game progresses. That's what I want to do with board games. It's no fun being...
It's not. And that's what it was with that game.
That's why I won't play Magic the Gathering. I won't play Magic the Gathering because most people are 10 times higher at this game than I am at Magic the Gathering. I won't play it because 4 cards they played, I'm destroyed. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
Right? So I won't play the game. It's not enjoyable for me.
And when I sat down with this group of players, and I know them, they didn't do it out of spite or anything. They know I pick up games quickly, but this one took me a moment to pick up. We played it about 3 times. I just couldn't grasp it. And I told them, hey, and I wasn't upset or anything. I'm going, you know what? This is not my game right now. Probably later when I sit into another group with this game and go a little bit slower. But for me, just at this time, that game is not on my game to play at this time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe I can get you to play a game of it. Maybe your wife can come with you one time and we'll play it together.
Yeah, she likes games like that. She actually does.
I think she would enjoy this one. I really, really do.
My last one, number 21. Announced a very stressful game for some that I played with. Thanos Rising: Avengers Infinite War. 2018 game, Lucky Duck Games, 2 to 4 players, 1,758 on CGG, about 60 to 90 minute time limit. It can be shorter than that if things don't go your way.
If you're terrible at it.
Yeah. Well, it's not terrible. It's the roll of the dice.
Yeah,
roll of the
terrible.
dice.
If your luck is not with you, if Lady Luck's not with you,
Nope.
it's not going to be your night.
Nope. Basically, you're the Avengers. There are 4 main cards. You pick one of your cards. Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange, I believe, is the 4 main characters. You pick those cards. You start with a set of dice. You go around. There's a little round spinner. And you set cards around it.
Mm-hmm.
Around those cards, the deck of cards, you set it around the spinner. In the center is Thanos. Very nice miniature. They really do that well.
Oh, it's a nice game. Looks good. Looks good on the table for sure.
You roll dice and have to pay certain facing of the dice to gain more adventure characters. And they have all of them from Bucky to...
Bucky. Man, that's a travel spot where I like to go to the bathroom, man.
No,
you got
Bucky,
beautiful bathrooms.
Captain American's friend, Bucky.
Oh, I have no idea.
Don't know what the characters. Bucky to Scarlet Witch, Groot, the raccoon, and so on. But at the same time, they have the evil villains of the helpers of Thanos, which can do damage to your character. As you go around, you roll your dice, see if you can do damage to the enemy or gain one of the heroes. To win this game, you have to defeat 10 villains of Thanos on the hardest level. The easy level is 7, but that's the win point of this game.
Mm-hmm.
However, to lose this game, if Thanos gets all the stones, you lose the game. If Thanos knocks out one of the Avengers leaders, you're out. If there are 10 heroes in the discard pile, you lose. So yes, Thanos has many ways to win. That's why he's Thanos. Folks that have played this game with me going, this is very stressful. Very stressful. And as Thanos gets stones, those nice little stones.
Yeah.
When he gets 5 little markers, the stone is revealed. So whenever his turn is, that affects the game.
Right.
And when he gets all 5, that's it, the end of the game. It is a stressful game. Solo mode, I've won it twice, barely. With other folks playing, I think I played it about 7 or 8 times with other folks. Only won it twice.
I think we won it the night we played it.
Yes,
we did.
Yes, barely, but
yeah, it was close.
Close. Played it with someone else. We lost it the first time, completely lost it, and then the second time we barely won it. But everybody said it's a very stressful game, but I like it because you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. It's a good game.
So number 21, Thanos Rising: Avengers Infinite War is.
It is good, guys. What do you think of the list? Think Lewis's list is wrong? That's okay. You can tell him. No? If you think my list is wrong, tell me. If you think there's some games out there that should be on these lists that are not yet, you haven't seen them, hey, put a comment down there. We'd like to hear from you. And of course, I will read them on the episode, the comments on the episode that we put up, so you guys will be heard. And I enjoy reading the comments. Haven't had any bad ones. They've all been really good. But yeah, if we're missing something, let us know. If you like our list, let us know. Guys, still need those subscribers, man. We just not hitting that 500 yet. Come on now. I need some help. Tell your friends to watch Calvin's Got Game. Tell your friends to subscribe. I sure would appreciate it. If you're watching and you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit it now. Maybe I need to start advertising this at the very front of the video. I don't know. But maybe people don't make it to the end of this. I don't know. Maybe we're that boring they don't make it to the end. But hey, hit that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. And like I always tell you, get a board game to the table. Spend time with your friends and your family. And thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game.